What's up, friends? Today I'm going to talk about something that really, for me, is the intersection between a lot of the work that I've done in the last 4 years, but also really for almost my entire career. And it might surprise you, but stick with me because I'm gonna take you on kind of a little journey. What we're gonna be talking about here is where meme coin innovation, decentralized blockchain technology, and AI intersect. And yes, the initial intersection and the initial piece of this is Pepecoin. Now, I will tell you, when I was first learned about this project, it wasn't something that I was super excited about. At first, I was like, I don't really understand the Pepe meme. Maybe that's just because I'm an elder millennial, born in 1981. But then one of the questions I had was, well, can devs of a meme coin be so innovative and so forward thinking that they could actually innovate in the AI space? And at the time, I wasn't sure that that was possible, but I had to learn a little bit more about the journey, a little bit more about the technology. As you might be able to see behind me right here, all those yellow papers behind me, all these papers here. This is me dissecting the technology, talking to the team, talking to some of the people that have the highest conviction on this play. And I'm going to talk to you about it because for me, the reason I'm so excited is that I actually feel like right now we can be early on something. We can actually back something that has the ability to truly be innovative in ways that are going to take AI to the next level, but really benefit us from a privacy perspective to even how we interact with AI. And the idea that if we create the prompts, shouldn't we own the prompts? But before I get into that, I'm going to kind of walk through this little journey, talk to you kind of about what's going to happen here. I'm going to try my best to keep it as high level as possible. I will do a deeper dive video on some of the in-depth tokenomics and some of the AI technology. But for this video, for this first one, I wanted to walk you through a little bit of the story. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get involved and how you can, not only can you start to back this project, but you can actually start staking that and earning residual rewards each and every single day. As always, not financial advice. Do your own damn research. So with that being said, we're going to get into this. And the first thing that jumped out at me about this team is that 8 years ago this week, the devs actually launched their own layer 1 meme coin. And for those that don't know, like 2016, most of us didn't even know what cryptocurrency was, NFTs. Like 2016 is like OG of the OGs in the OG. And they actually launched very similar to Bitcoin and Doge back in 2016. Later on, they actually took that coin, moved it over to the Ethereum network, and they have a bunch of history that goes into that. But the thing that jumped out at me was like, wait a second. This dev team understands crypto Web3 and has been in this game to where they've gone through multiple bull runs, multiple bear runs, multiple bear cycles, multiple bull cycles. And not only are they still here, but one of their key principles, and I'll tell you what, this stood out at me a lot. This really stood out at me. One of their core principles is they want the technology to be what excites people and gets people on board, not the hype. So they originally had the OG Pepecoin, but then many of you might have heard about the other Pepecoin. Well, there was another Pepe that front ran them. It was a meme coin that has a $3 billion market cap right now, but that is simply vaporware meme coin. This meme coin, and I'm going to explain to you how this all works, meme coin is actually working with a technology called BasedAI, and there's an intersection between BasedAI, which is innovative decentralized AI technology, and the meme coin community. Because for me, the thing that really jumped out at this whole piece is like, how do we onboard and introduce people to new technology and innovation? Some of you know, but maybe most of you don't know, my background, I worked a decade in cybersecurity for the Department of Defense. I left there and went to a cloud computing AI learning language model company, and I've been doing digital marketing and Web3 kind of ever since. And so my background is in cybersecurity. My background's in the emerging tech side of the house. And the thing that is so exciting about where this all kind of comes is, what if we were able to have a culture and a community in a decentralized way back a technology and be rewarded for helping build this technology and do this at a grand scale that impacts businesses around the world, to me, that was an exciting opportunity. So with that being said, of course, most people kind of go directly to the charts, right? I'm like, okay, here's BasedAI currently trading. The coin is currently trading at $9. Here's the Pepecoin currently trading at $4. But to me, that's actually less of the story and less of what's important to me, right? Yes, the value is important, but the value is corresponding to people's belief in the technology and the culture that is being built. So we're going to kind of skip forward on that, and we're going to jump to a white paper. Yes, you heard me right. BasedAI has a white paper, and I can tell you, it's been over a decade since I was excited about a white paper. And I have to tell you, this white paper, not only is it a good read, and that's where a lot of this documentation happened, but what they did that I thought was really interesting, and it's available on the Cornell website for anyone that's interested. I'll include a link to everything below so everybody can check out all of this documentation yourself. But what I found that's really interesting is not only did they include the Pepecoin and the culture that was kind of behind this project, and it's really integrated into tokenomics, integrated into the true essence of what you're seeing here on this actual white paper. But the other part of the white paper, it really breaks down this idea of reward mechanics and understanding that you could be a dev, you could be an investor, you could be a miner, you could be a validator, you could be a brain owner, or you could just simply be a Pepecoin holder or a BasedAI holder, and you can be rewarded in this ecosystem that they're building. I mean, this is some really in-depth gamification tokenomics that are built within this, because the truth of the matter is, when it comes to AI, what incentivizes us to not only use AI, but what incentivizes all the different moving parts in this world that, let's face it, compute is the new oil. And how do we reward, incentivize, and make all these things work? This white paper does an amazing job of breaking it down. And this is when I had my aha moment. This is when this became my strongest conviction play, because it moved from vaporware, nice idea, like, oh, meme culture, to, wow, they have something. And then guess what? 2 weeks ago, they launched the testnet. So not only do they have a white paper outlining the framework of what they're building, but they also have a testnet that is out, and they're going to have 2 phases of the testnet over the next 60 days or so, and then they're going to go live with this layer 1. Now, what does all this mean to you? Why should you care? And I'm going to kind of break that down for us right now. What is BasedAI? BasedAI is a layer 1 network for ZK-LLMs and smart contracts. Now, you might be wondering, what does that matter? What does that mean? And I'm going to explain to it. And the next slide that I have for you is actually a example of where this kind of comes into, how they're actually leveraging this and making this kind of come to life. But with that being said, one of the things that excites me about this is not only is this a AI technology, not only are they leveraging the Pepecoin, but they're going to have a layer 1, full layer 1 blockchain. So right now, the layer 1 is built for ZK-LLM and smart contracts, but it can also be used for other things down the road, which I don't think most decentralized technology today is even thinking about. So what is the big, some of the kind of big core components of this layer 1? And trust me, this is going to get a little bit tech here for a second, but it's going to make sense for you. The first one is what we call FHE, fully homomorphic encryption. And I'm going to explain to why that is important. The second one, you might be wondering, what was that ZK in front of the LLM? Well, ZK is zero knowledge. So it's a privacy component of this LLM. And then the last part, main component that they have as part of this kind of rollout are the brains. And the brains are what they're kind of referring to as specialized AI raptors and rappers, not raptors. And you can there's only going to be 1,024 of them. Now, who gets those 1,024 of them? Because really each one of them are going to be able to operate to do different tasks or do photos, or they're going to have different aspects of them. But it's going to actually be rewarded to those that are holding Pepecoin, those that are burning Pepecoin, and you're going to be actually able to be a part of this and own one of the brains that people are building the AI off of. But before we get there, what does this the FHE and the ZK actually mean? what they've built is one of the biggest limitations with decentralized AI, but AI as a whole, is privacy and encryption. And not only privacy and encryption, but privacy and encryption as well as a layer one that works with smart contracts. Now, with most cases, when you type your prompts into ChatGPT or whatever, learning, whatever model that you're using, as soon as you type that information in, the learning language model, the AI, is reading that in clear, plain text. And it's now theirs to own, right? So you're giving up your data and information when you're using these tools. That might be why some of you that are watching this, I bet you your business or the companies that you work for probably block some of the AI solutions that are out there in your company. You're like, why are they blocked? Well, part of the problem is if you don't have your own LLM internally, right? So big companies, big enterprise tech companies, they're built their own LLM inside of their own walls. But if you don't have that, they don't want you taking proprietary information or individual information and sharing that on a public AI, because those prompts are now going to be used in clear text when they're actually being taken to task. And that is a massive, not only privacy encryption problem, but it's a massive limitation issue when it comes to what this whole AI is looking at. And so what they've actually done is they have a technology, this squeezing technology that allows them to couple the miners and validators and the compute so that they can actually do this at scale. One of the biggest limitations when it comes to incorporating this, because they're not the first ones that are trying to do so, one of the biggest limitations is it really hurts performance. And what they've done is that they've optimized performance with the privacy decentralized layer still being there, which to me is really exciting. Now, let me give you an example of this, and you might not be able to see this like verbatim, but I'm gonna kind of walk you through it. What is going to actually be able to happen is when you enter your prompt in, the actual, it's going to encrypt the prompt. The prompt is then going to be sent over to the miners and the validators within the brain. And it's not going to be decrypted, right? So they're actually able to actually run the prompt and validate the task that is in order without actually having to decrypt that data. And then after it completes the task, it's then going to be able to send it back to the user, where the user will be the only one that will actually be able to decrypt it. So this technology can be a game changer, because rather than having to worry about what you're uploading, and it could be human resources data, whatever the data is, and we of course, first thing you think about is healthcare, cybersecurity, government, school systems. All of them right now are limited to their ability to leverage today's AI or LLMs because of the idea that all of this information is decrypted on the centralized side, and that's no longer going to be the case here. And so it is a massive win for our ability to use this technology. Not to mention, it also allows us to take advantage of smart contracts within this entire layer one. So we want to build if this then that models underneath of it, we can do so. And so really what this does from an unlock perspective is it's an exciting time. Now, what else is exciting is what they've currently built. And so I'm gonna tell you, like, this is their website. I'm on Pepecoin.io, and I just wanted to give you a quick kind of little snapshot of it. And actually, let me we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump out because I wanted you to get the full experience. So they actually have a Windows XP kind of emulated experience on the website. So when you go to Pepecoin.io, you're going to go to this part, you're going to actually log in. I mean, this is nostalgia if I've ever seen it. And then, of course, you can log in either as a guest, or if you've connected with one of your wallets, you can connect there. They allow you to use messaging, decentralized messaging, if you want to use it there. But this is an actual part of the innovation that the Pepecoin developers have already built. And each one of these games, each one of these icons on here have really some unique, cool functionality that are built in. I mean, they have a Winamp skin. I mean, Winamp was my very first entrepreneur job. Was I would burn people's CDs in the dorm room and then create them a custom Winamp skin, and I would sell it outside of my dorm room in 1999 at Radford University. Like, that was my first foray into entrepreneurship. And then they also have, like, you can play Minesweeper, but then they have this ability to mint NFTs within their dashboard. I actually did one on this morning where you can actually use Paint. Now, I think we all remember Paint. So let me, they actually have like an emulator of Paint, and they call it Pepe Paint, where you can actually draw on here with one click of the button, mint NFTs, you name it. It actually allows you to mint an NFT directly from here onto the blockchain. You can sell it to the community. I'll tell you, I created one with AI, imported it into Pepe Paint, did a little bit of editing. I minted it, and 3 minutes after it was minted, it was sold already. So I thought that was really cool. And then the other thing that is really neat about this, and this is one of the things that you're going to care about, is that they have a right now, as we're speaking, they have the ability to stake your Pepecoin. So let's say you want to get involved with this project. You can purchase Pepecoin, and I'll explain how you're going to do that. And then you can go to the website and you can stake it. And so you just go right here, connect your wallet, hit deposit. And what the beautiful thing about that, and what is really neat about this whole concept, is right now it's about 1,000, for every 1,000 Pepecoin that you hold, you get about one BasedAI coin per day. And as I told you, right now BasedAI is trading about $8. The Pepecoin is around $4 and change. But this is a really neat kind of mechanic that today, and this ability is only going to be available until May, and then of course with the layer 1 coming and some of the other things that are coming. But this is a really neat, like, this innovation on the website like jumped out at me, and I'll tell you, it is super easy to just jump in here, connect your wallet, and start claiming your rewards within their dashboard. Plus, you can play around with things like Frogger or Grand Theft Auto. You can direct link to some of the Twitter, the Dextools. So at the bare minimum, I hope you go check out the Pepecoin.io website, because I really think they've done some really cool things there. The last part I want to share with you is kind of this tokenomics component, right? Because part of it is like, okay, what is my role? How do I be a part of this? And you can own Pepecoin and you can own BasedAI. And right now they're both trading on coins on Ethereum, and I'll explain how that is going to change here in a second. But right now you can just simply hold those coins. But in the near future, as this goes from testnet to a live layer 1, there's going to be some other moving parts for people to get involved in, which I think is really, this is where the geniuses behind these devs have really thought through all of the tokenomics and reward mechanisms that we can kind of use to hopefully benefit everybody that's involved in the project. So I mentioned brains, and brains are that, it's that ability for them to encompass an AI task into one piece. So there's only 1,024 brains. And there's 2 ways that you'll be able to get brains once the layer 1 is out of the testnet phase. One of them is that you'll be able to burn your Pepecoin. So, and the very first one will cost 1,000 Pepecoin to burn. The second one will be 1,200, and then it'll increase by 200 from there. So the third one will be 1,400. The fourth one will be 1,600. And so you would burn your Pepecoin, and then you would get an NFT that shows you ownership of that brain. The other way is that if you have 100,000 Pepecoin, you'll be able to stake that Pepecoin for 90 days, and then you would have a brain as well. So this is one of those mechanics, and you might be thinking like, wait a second, Brian, like, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to go to my paper here. Pepecoin is a leverage play for BasedAI, because if you think about it here, if you're burning the supply of Pepecoin, that means there's going to be less Pepecoin out there. Therefore, the Pepecoin that you hold is going to go up in value because it's their supply and demand. The crazy thing about this is between 76 and 80% of the Pepecoin will be burnt in this whole brain mechanic. Therefore, this becomes a very valuable asset in the sense that it is a leverage play to take advantage of. This up before I go to that one. The other part of this that I wanted to share, that 76 of that will be burned. But then the other piece of this is right now BasedAI, the BasedAI token, which actually wasn't even created by the team. It was created and the liquidity was provided by others, not even the team. Once the layer 1 goes live, we're going to be able to bridge over our tokens from BasedAI on Ethereum to the layer 1, the layer 1 that they've actually built. Now, what does that mean? This is, having its own layer 1 is very similar to Doge, very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. That layer 1, having the token aligned with the layer 1, ends up being an extremely valuable play as well. And the beautiful part about that right now is you can get in own based AI right now, earn your based AI right now, and then down the road, bridge that over to the layer one and continue to hold that value.